Hello, my friends, and welcome to Alien Protocols, the Advanced Protocols Data Project. This is just a quick video to tell you about a really interesting and little-known UFO case. It's the 1973 Mansfield, Ohio case. It involves a military helicopter, 6 witnesses in the air, and 3 on the ground. And the 6 witnesses in the air were inside of a Huey helicopter going from Cleveland, Ohio. It had 4 military officers and 2 police detectives inside the helicopter. The helicopter was flying towards Mansfield, and just over Mansfield, they see a craft, a UFO craft. And it starts to get closer and closer and closer. And the pilot gets very scared and does an incredibly steep dive, a very steep dive. And it goes incredibly steep. And during this steep dive, they're hit with a green light from the craft. And the craft levitates the helicopter from 1,700 feet to over 3,500 feet. And this is all witnessed by, as you can see here in this drawing, some people on the ground. And these are the seating positions of the different military officers in the helicopter and the Huey. And this is the drawing of Lieutenant Coyne, I believe is the name, how you pronounce it. And they all were interviewed separately and did drawings separately, and all the drawings are startlingly similar. They all have this red light on one side, a green-white kind of light coming out the back end, and multiple people saw a yellow spot in the center. It's about 60 feet in length. It was drawn by a little girl on the ground. This is from an 11-year-old girl, and her name was Camille. And this one is from the, I think, 6-year-old boy named Kurt, who was in the vehicle. The mother didn't draw anything. This was from another one of the pilots in the plane, another one of the military officers. And this is a little one I drew of it, so you can see it kind of in color there. And it was kind of a saucer shape. One side of it was kind of hard to see because of the red light over here, you can see on the right side of the craft, but there was this yellow light and the green light. And the interesting speculation, of course, is that this green light was some sort of a tractor beam. And that this beam, as you see here, lifted them from 1,700 feet to 3,500 feet. And it's very interesting because perhaps the craft thought that the Huey was going to crash, and thus safely pulled it back up to 3,500 feet, turned off the anti-gravitational ray, the tractor beam, and then flew away. That sure seems to me like a peaceful, benevolent act. What do you guys think about this case? Lots of witnesses. It was considered at the time one of the best witnessed cases. What do you think the visitors are? Peaceful? Benevolent? Zookeeper-like? Or completely neutral? Or, like To the Stars and other people are trying to portray them as, a threat and evil? Now, some people say, well, what about cattle mutilations? You cannot prove that cattle mutilations are ET related. That's a very big assumption. Then other people say, what about abductions? I've got an entire huge thick book over here, the Beyond UFOs, this incredible new study that proves the wild majority are positive experiences if you decide to chalk up all of the abduction experiences to ET. So if you look at their actions again and again, in the very least, they're neutral. But if you really examine those cases, it's not neutral to use a tractor beam to save a helicopter crew. Much love to you and yours, gang.